Come ride a wave with UBC Sailing Club.
In this video, we're going to show you how to rig a UBC laser in a race rigging configuration. Check the board about the boat conditions. If you have time, try and see if you can fix a boat and earn some work hours. Otherwise, sign out a boat in good condition. Once you pick a boat number, get out its corresponding equipment in the numbered bags on the rack. Check that all the equipment is present in the bag and in good condition. You want to look for the main sheet, tiller and extension, next, pull out and check the rudder, and that it has a lock pin attached to it. Check that the numbering of the equipment matches your boat. Finally, pull out the dagger board and check its number. And that it has securing straps attached to it. Next, get your matching numbered laser sail from the sail rack. Take your sails and equipment out the sliding door. Make sure to close the door behind you. If it's a very windy day or you are a lightweight person, consider taking out a smaller radial sail. You'll need a radial mast and a radial sail marked by the blue color at the clew of the sail and the letter R at the head of the sail. See the table below for a description of the recommended weight and rigging guidelines for radial sail. Once outside, set your sail down on the rubber mat and find your boat. Take the boat off the stand and lower the dolly gently onto the pavement. This will lower the bow and help you rig the boat. Take away the protective tarp and store it in the bin for use by UBC Sailing, not outside where it can blow away. Ensure that you have two mast sections and a boom on your boat. If you are taking out a radial rig, carefully place the mast that's in the boat behind it and use the radial mast you brought out instead. Remember to place the original mast back on the boat and store the radial mast in the clubroom at the end of the day. Check that the number on the mast and boom match the boat you're taking out. At the stern of the boat, check and close the drain plug. Next, check the wind direction and point your boat into irons. This is the best way to ensure that the sails do not power up while you're rigging. Take the laser off its gunnel supports, which are used for storage to take the pressure off the hull when the boat isn't in the water. Next, place the two mast sections on the rubber mats. To facilitate the raising of the sail, point the gooseneck joint as close to downwind as possible. This will ensure that the sail is pointed downwind, a technique to help you feed the sail onto the mast. When attaching the upper mast to the lower mast, make sure that the rivet is pointed towards the stern of the boat and is aligned with the gooseneck before sliding the mast sections together. Next, unroll the sail on the mat. We use the mats to protect the sail fabric and mast from the hard asphalt, stones, and rocks that can damage these components. Store the sail roller behind your boat. Next, take the sleeve of the sail located at the tack to the top of the mast and start feeding it down the mast. Make sure that the gooseneck is aligned with the grommet at the tack of the sail, and make sure the sail sleeve is not twisted and that the top of the mast is completely seated in the top of the sail. To raise the sail, start from the top of the mast and walk carefully towards the bottom as you lift. To lift the mast, you will put your back to the wind and angle the sail 20 degrees to the vertical towards the wind. This will allow the wind to help you balance the weight of the mast. Carry your mast and set it down next to your boat by placing the upper hand on the mast and the lower hand under the sail controls at least 1 meter apart. Before putting the mast onto the boat, check that the mast hole is clear of any obstructions. Carefully lift and lower the mast into the mast hole. Next, find the boom vang block, then attach the boom to the mast at the gooseneck. To prevent the boom from falling off the gooseneck as you do the next few rigging steps, attach the boom vang with some light tension. Attach the outhaul shackle at the end of the boom to the clew of the sail. Make sure that there are no tangles in the outhaul line and that it will feed down the starboard side of the boom. Always keep tension of the outhaul line in the next few steps. Walk it towards the mast along the starboard side of the boat. Feed it through the longer of the 2 microblocks located near the mast and follow the line back to the microblock in the middle of the outhaul line. Then, walk the outhaul line forward to the 2nd microblock on the mast. Feed it down to the starboard side microblock on the deck, and then out through the starboard cleat. By cleating off this line, this will provide tension on the boom and keep it from falling off the boom joint. Now inspect your boom vang to see if the lines are tangled. If they are, you can detach the boom vang and get the twists out of the line before reattaching the boom vang. You don't need to keep tension on this line anymore. Attach the clew of the sail to the boom using the clew tie down with a reef knot. Make sure there is just a little slack in the loop to allow the sail to slide. Next, find the line with a loop on the downhaul block. Feed this line through the grommet at the tack of your sail from port to starboard and attach the loop to the shackle on the lower downhaul block. This process keeps the downhaul rigging on the port side of the boat free from the outhaul rigging on the starboard side. Feed the line coming out from the downhaul block through the microblock at the base of the mast and then through the port deck cleat. As a rule of thumb, allow the tack of the sail about an inch of travel. Excess downhaul line can be removed by tying a stopper knot into the downhaul line. You can also give yourself a handle by then braiding the end of the downhaul line. To determine how much slack you want in the outhaul line, a rule of thumb is to allow the sail one wide open palm of space at 1/3 the length away from the mast. Pinch the outhaul control line at this stopping point and tie a stopper knot. Once again, you can give yourself a handle by braiding the rest of the control line and tying a bowline near the stopper knot to make a loop. Take note if the wind shifts while you're rigging your boat. If this happens, reorient your boat into the wind. To prevent the mast from falling out in the event of turtling the boat, make a simple loop around the control assembly on the mast with the cord and ball. This should not be tight. Feed one end of your main sheet through the bottom of the block at the end of the boom. Anchor your main sheet to the block by tying a stopper knot. A double overhand is preferred to an 8 knot in this scenario. Feed the main sheet through the traveler block on the transom towards the stern. Bring the main sheet back up to the block on the boom and feed it towards the bow of the boat. Next, feed it through the loop, then through the block in the middle of the boom, and down to the ratcheting block on the deck. Make sure this block ratchets or clicks in the direction the main sheet is feeding through and locks in the opposite direction. Tie a stopper knot into the end of the main sheet. Note, some sailors also like to tie the end of the main sheet to the hiking strap attachments on the transom once out on the water. This will help keep your main sheet organized on the deck as you sail. Install your rudder and slide the tiller into the rudder assembly. Note that the tiller goes over the forward transom line, but under the back transom line, so that the traveler slides over the tiller. Secure the tiller by inserting the pin through the hole. Put your dagger board on the deck on what will be the leeward side of the boat when you're launching. This will ensure you have the space to climb on board as you launch. Secure its straps around the front of the boat. This will prevent you from losing the dagger board if it slides out when the boat is capsized and turtled. Place the dagger board inside the cockpit with the thicker leading edge down, secured by the hiking strap. This will prevent it from falling off as you go down the ramp. You're almost ready to sail, but don't forget to put your equipment bag into the storage box as well. Your laser is now ready to sail. Are you? When you're back, you can unrig the boat following these instructions largely in reverse. Don't forget to rinse your equipment down to get the salt water off, as well as your sails if you've capsized or got salt water on them. Don't forget to put the gunwale supports back up when you're storing the boat, and put the stand under the bow to allow the water to drain. Of course, don't forget to undo your transom plug. Next, to roll up your sail, place the sail roller parallel to the battens on the sail. This is most easily accomplished by laying the roller above the transparent window above the bottom of the sail. Finally, roll up your sail, grab your equipment, and return it to the club room. Try to leave your equipment in better shape than you got it by fixing any small items that were damaged on the boat, or let the monohull fleet captain know about damage if you don't know how to repair something. Mark the damages onto the board. Most importantly, sail safely and have fun.
Go ahead. What's going on the bloopers roll?
Is that what you're doing, Chee?
That's a